he's scared.
Yeah. Well, he saw a lot. Nothing I can do about that now.
He's scared because you're scared.
Especially for young children, we look to those that are protecting us to see what kind of a threat level we're dealing with. So if you are leading your group or leading people, or even just with a group, it's really important that you stay calm and relaxed. Because if not, everyone else around you can unconsciously read that, especially for kids. The first thing that kids do when there's a danger or a stress is they look to the people that they look up to, that are their protectors. If their protectors look calm and relaxed, then they can be calm and relaxed as well. We read it through someone's breathing. We read it through their actions and movements. We read it through their tone of voice. When someone's really calm and relaxed, their tone is a little bit lower. They speak more slowly. When we become agitated, we start speaking more quickly. We start making these short kind of jerky movements. We get more frustrated, more upset. If someone that we look up to, that we trust, is sensing danger, then probably we should get our systems ready for that impending danger as well. Because emotions and fear is contagious to the group. It's important to make sure that Sam feels calm. And you might wonder, well, why should Sam be calm? Maybe it would be better for his system to be prepared for danger. Well, the thing is that especially when you're young, it's hard to regulate those emotions. So if you're really scared, you can end up going through a freeze reflex. You might act too quickly or not fast enough. You might miss something. I think that for the main thing that Henry's trying to do for Sam is not make him feel worried when there's nothing that he can do about it. And also they're going to be stuck here. So to have people that are really frightened become much more difficult to manage, and they end up wasting a lot of resources, and it's very stressful for them. And so he wants to make sure that Sam doesn't have to go through that kind of trauma. And when Henry says, like, do you see my face? Do I look scared? Sam's not really buying it. Why? Because he just saw Henry act in ways that he was kind of scared. And so because of that, he answers really honestly that he's not sure. So it's going to take a little bit of time for Sam to be able to really feel like the danger is past. The amount of time that it will take really depends. It depends on the amount of adrenaline that is in Sam's system. It also depends on how good Henry is at being really calm under pressure for a prolonged period of time. And depending on how often you activate your anxiety system, well, it will go back to a status of feeling more relaxed if it hasn't been activated. But eventually, if you keep on activating that adrenaline system, you can end up with generalized anxiety. That means that your anxiety spikes, but it kind of stays up, but at a higher level is kind of normal, where you're just always a little bit stressed. And that's what happens because for our anxiety system, it says, well, if there's danger around the corner, it's probably better just to stay at a higher threat level. And then Henry gives Sam something to do. The reason for that is that it's really important, and this also happens often in the military or in survival situations. You don't want people to go through these cycling anxiety thoughts. Why? Because whatever you're doing at any moment, you're getting better at it, whatever that might be. So if Sam is spending all of this free time just worrying, he's gonna get better at worrying. He's going to get better at being scared. And as you start to cycle, the cycling thoughts become faster and faster. Giving people something to do to focus on that isn't the anxiety or the fear can be really helpful to be able to diffuse the anger or the anxiety and focus on something else, especially something where you're creating something that didn't exist before. That can make you feel really proud, give you some dopamine, and it also passes the time because they're going to be spending a lot of time here. When you don't have a lot of things around you to do, time can pass really slowly, especially when you're stressed. This is really really smart because we often use archetypes, something that you can hold on to, something that makes you believe in yourself in order to be able to get through things that are really difficult. What you think of yourself, who you think you are, what you're going to be able to be capable of will greatly reduce or increase your chances of feeling anxious or empowered. We often use visualization techniques of, walking through the fire, being a superhero, being strong. I'm going to be able to handle this. This won't break me. These inner mantras. But if they go along with a visualization that you already believe in, that part of your identity still holds onto, they can be immensely powerful. If our brain believes that we're going to be able to handle anything, then it doesn't need to send us all that adrenaline.
Do I not look scared? Never.
It's funny because we see Henry's difference to the same question of do you look scared to Ellie and to Henry? And Henry's kind of like, kind of. To Ellie, it's like he completely believes that she's never afraid. And it's interesting because we often ask, how do other people feel? It's our way of thinking like, how should I feel? Because we learn how we should regulate or not regulate our emotions by the people that are around us. And for Ellie, she's been through all kinds of difficult situations. And because of that, she's become much more adapted to be able to control her emotions because she's seen so much. The reason that I believe Henry is more afraid is because he has to take care of Sam. And so he wants to make sure he can protect his little brother. And as Joel was talking about, that's a much greater stress on people. I think that that's the common thread through the show is it's about our humanity and taking care of those we care about in all of these insurmountable odds. What can we do? Where are all those little pieces of humanity? This is not just a show about infected. It really is a show about human behavior.
I'm scared all the time. Scorpions.
Because Ellie gives this kind of tongue-in-cheek answer of it's scorpions, he doesn't buy it. And then right away, he's going to dismiss everything that she said. Then maybe she isn't scared ever. And that I can't really trust the veracity of the things that she's telling me. For Sam, he wants to be able to have someone that he relates to, especially for someone that he looks up to. And when you first meet someone that's kind of older in your peer group, you look up to them very strongly. And they've gotten really close in a very short amount of time. And you can tell that for Ellie, her fear of being alone, being abandoned, is really genuine. She doesn't give this flippant answer. She gives this very direct, solemn face. You can understand, especially for someone that's already lost people and that there's so much risk of death, that thought of being alone, especially when you're young, could be really frightening. It's one of the main fears that people actually go through is that fear of being alone or abandoned or rejected.
Is it still you inside?
And that's a really common fear also, kind of being trapped inside of your body and not having any control of it. Is actually how they say that the cordyceps work, is that they control your body, not your brain. So it is truly terrifying. And this is where the show and the video game divert. I have a video in what happens for this scene in the video game, so you can check that out and let me know which one you prefer and which one you feel touches you more deeply. But I like that Sam shared this with Ellie, this thought of them both going through this shared experience, and Ellie's thought of how am I exactly going to handle this? For Ellie, you can tell that she made that decision. Should I tell everyone and then they're going to be really upset? But instead, she wants to be able to connect with Sam, to let him know that I've been through what you've been through as well, and I'm okay. She wants him not to feel afraid, to be able to have this hope that things are gonna be all right. And I think that that's a lot of empathy. It's to be able to make people feel better, especially under pressure or stress when they have difficult situations. And you might think that perhaps Ellie should have told everyone, but it's a really interesting kind of dilemma. If she tells everyone, everyone's going to be upset. She wants to be able to keep Sam's confidence. Now, just aside, if anyone shares with you something that is really serious and they say, don't ever tell anyone, there is a point where you have to break that confidence. That's when they're in imminent threat or harm. You have to break the confidence of the people that you care about, and you may lose this friendship, but in order to save their life, that is a fair bargain. Plus, you also have to think about your own feelings of remorse or guilt if something horrible happens to your friend. So yes, it's a horrible answer, and sometimes someone shares with us something that we don't really wish to know, but you want to make sure that at that point, you have to share it with someone else to keep them safe.
My blood is medicine.
And I really believe that Ellie believes 100% that her blood can heal him. She's already been told that she's the key, that she might be able to save all of humanity. He's infected. People are scared of people that are infected. And Ellie not only touches him, but she touches directly on the wound, which diffuses those fears of, I'm a pariah, or I should be avoided. Form of like touch or speaking with someone, not treating them like they're an other or different, also goes a lot to making people feel safe and accepted. Because if she's gonna touch the wound with her open wound, she must believe this.
I promise. Promise.
And that want not to be alone when you're feeling scared or worried. A lot of people want to be able to have that company so they don't feel alone. Other people, by the way, may want to be alone. And so you want to be able to respect someone's wishes. Just because you may want something differently, it doesn't mean that they will. But Sam very directly was able to share what he wanted, and it was nice that Ellie was able to hear it and be able to stay there. That went a really long way for his last moments to be ones that were much more peaceful. Surviving the hordes of infected may be something which shapes a character, but if you're looking to create your own character, that's where you may be better off with just trying today's sponsor, World Anvil. Yes, as someone who has battled dragons in dungeons, run in the shadows, hammered wars, and basically played RPGs all my life, today's sponsor, World Anvil, is so very cool. And whether you're game mastering, game planning, writing, doing any kind of world building, World Anvil has you covered with 25 amazing article templates you can use to create wiki-style presentation, interactive maps, chronicles with interactive timelines. You can literally map out events across time and space. Do you have paper all over? Is it hard to read your notes? Like mine? Well, you don't have to worry about any of that with World Anvil. And if you're playing D&D like me, World Anvil supports the 5th edition, along with other systems, so you can create your own worlds and really bring your campaigns to life. And if you are creating your own Drow Archmage, like me, it will make killing Strahd as easy as pie. No, I've not killed him yet. I'm still trying. I've only died once. But it has all of the best tools to help you write, organize, enjoy, and publish rich settings with complex characters. So you get to world build, manage your story all on a single platform. The world building is fun even if you're not making a module. It's a cornucopia of RPG players' dreams. And if you've ever lost a character sheet, well, you wouldn't have to if you were using World Anvil. This is the one website to rule them all. And keep them safe at the same time. You can sign up for completely free, but if you're watching this video, you can try out World Anvil for a limited time with 40% off an annual membership by using the code Georgia Dow. So just click on the link in the description and use the code Georgia Dow. Clicking on that link really does help out this channel, so thank you. And for more psychology of your favorite shows, I hope that you click on the next video. I really liked this change in the show. I thought that it was really poignant. I love the innocence of Ellie and Sam and their relationship together. Let me know what your thoughts are on Sam's journey in the comments below.